So good evening, everyone. Welcome to Straight Up Solar's webinar, Solar Plus Battery, Building Home Resilience in 2022. I hope you've stored up your excitement to learn about battery storage today. My name is Nicole Cooper. I'm a marketing manager here at Straight Up Solar. I joined the team in February of 2020, so I'm celebrating my 2-year work anniversary. Woo! With me is Emily Ogden. She's on my team, on the business development and marketing team as a graphic designer. Emily, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for joining us. I just started here in September of 2021, so pretty new still, but just really happy to work in a company where I feel like I'm making an impact on the planet. So
We love it. We're also joined by not one, but 2 of our battery experts who have extensive training and experience working with batteries. I'd like to introduce Matt Rusher, who is a lead electrician here.
Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully we can answer some of your problems.
Nice. And then we also have with us Adam Keena, who's a lead field project coordinator. Adam, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm gonna take some time and share a little bit with you about our passion here with batteries and solar, and appreciate you being here.
Cool. And we'll be hearing much more from these team members shortly. I wanted to start by sharing Straight Up Solar's broad vision. We care about people and we care about our planet. To do this, we focus on clean energy and building sustainability, not only in the economy, but also for the environment. Our goal is to build a healthy, shared future for us all. And we've built our business on these core values. Speaking of values, we practice something called clear values, which means we put community first. We try to lead the solar tribe by educating, advocating solar policy, respecting each other and the environment, and striving for excellence in all that we do. And who are we? Straight Up Solar is Illinois and Missouri's most experienced turnkey solar energy design and installation firm, with now over 1,900 installations since 2006. That is more than 34 megawatts installed. We were founded by our president, Dr. Dane Glick. He is an actual doctor. He's a surgeon, to be specific. And when he was doing his medical residency in Kentucky, he witnessed the devastation of mountaintop removal for coal mining. After completing his residency and moving back to St. Louis, he decided to look for an alternate energy source for his home. With no luck finding a solar company, he educated himself, got certified through NABCEP, which is it's a clean energy professional certification. And then he installed solar on his own home. Then from there, friends, family, and businesses all were like, I want solar too. And so Straight Up Solar blossomed into a business rooted in caring for others by creating a path for clean energy and a sustainable economy. Just this year, we surpassed the 100 mark for people employed at Straight Up Solar. And about half of our team is NABCEP certified. We work with homes and businesses on a range of services, from installing solar PV systems, battery backups, smart panels, and we have a fully staffed service department to cover any solar maintenance needs. We're also a member of the Amicus Solar Cooperative, which is an organization of about 60 solar companies who've come together to share their trade knowledge and a shared passion for sustainability. And then we're also a certified B Corp, meaning we prioritize people and planet in our daily business. Today, we've got quite a few topics to cover. Wanted to first note that interest in batteries has really been on the rise. As weather extremes become more common, keeping your home secure is more important now than ever. We'll be covering some battery basics for you, taking special consideration to explain how battery backup works during an outage, which battery options are available, plus one bonus inverter that actually acts like a battery, which will be kind of fun to hear about. All right, now this is where I hand it over to Adam. Do you want to take it from here?
Yeah. All right, so we'll start off by talking about if a battery is right for you. So we got some things here listed. Battery would be right for you if you wanted to self-consume more of your solar energy, take control of your power in case of a grid failure, and put your utilities net metering policy on your side. So some of our utilities, such as Swicky and MJM that we work with, they have a metering policy where it's not a true 1-for-1. So with solar and backup, you're able to get that policy back on your side. We'll go into a little bit of that later on as well. And then another reason why a battery would be a good fit for you if you don't want a noisy generator backup don't want to have to store some diesel or gasoline at your house, or if you don't want to have the infrastructure cost for getting propane or natural gas ran to your house and hooked up to a generator. All right, so now we're going to talk about a little bit of the benefits of pairing solar and batteries. So one of the big things here with batteries is it's always going to have to be paired with solar in order to get your federal tax credit. So in 2022, it's the last year for the 26% of the federal tax credit. After that, it starts stepping down, and you can get that tax credit with solar and also batteries if they're paired with solar, whether that's a brand new project that's we're building with solar and batteries integrated into it, or it's going to be an add-on to your existing solar array, coming back and just adding batteries to it. You'd be eligible for that tax credit. Some benefits of the batteries themselves are going to be solar needs the grid to operate in normal conditions. There's a standard throughout the country that the inverter needs to sense grid voltage in order for the inverter to turn on and start making power. The inverter is the part of the solar system that converts the DC energy from the sun to the AC system that your house uses. So when your power goes out and the grid shuts down, the solar will turn off unless you have a battery backup. So a battery is a good way to be able to get your solar to work for you while there's a power outage. You have the ability to use the stored solar energy when the sun goes down. So during the day, if there's excess solar energy over what your house is using, that energy can be banked in your battery for you to later use after the sun goes down and you have increased demand when everybody comes home and all the kids are running around with all the lights on. You can power that with the solar from earlier in the day. Also, the batteries are virtually maintenance free. There's no additional fuel cost. It's mostly upfront cost, and once they're installed, it's very minimal maintenance for them. That's a new technology with the lithium batteries that we install. The old batteries had a lot of maintenance to them, but these new ones are very maintenance free. And then again, it improves your electricity bill savings with utilities that we see that don't have net metering policies. So you can really gain that monetary loss that you normally have from the solar that you're backfeeding to them. They buy back at a lower rate, and then you buy it from them later in the day at the retail rate. You can eliminate that loss of exchange there with batteries in your solar system. All right, so we're going to do a quick poll here. I'm going to ask you all how many power outages you experience in a year. If you wouldn't mind just clicking here, how many you normally experience? All right, looks like they're coming in. We'll go ahead and close the poll. It looks like most people have answered here. And the leading number here was just one power outage a year, which is still pretty annoying to lose your power once a year, especially if it's the hottest day of the year or in the winter whenever you lose your heating. But we do have a couple people here that lose it 4 more times a year. That's pretty rough, and I'm sorry that you go through that, because I know how frustrating that is. But thanks for participating in the poll. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit now about backup power during an outage. So during a grid outage, the battery, as I explained earlier, allows your solar inverter to operate when the sun is shining, and then also provides electricity after the sun goes down. So what the batteries do is they create the grid for you. When you lose the grid, there's an automatic transfer switch that'll switch over and allow the batteries to turn on and create a microgrid for your home to operate off of, which then allows that inverter to kick on and produce when the power's out. And that same process is going to allow you to be able to have electricity when the sun goes down. So the battery backup also provides a pretty seamless transition. Right whenever the power fails, the ATS will kick over, your batteries will turn on. Most of the time you wouldn't see more than maybe a flicker. Sometimes it's so seamless you would never even know. So it's it's a pretty seamless transition depending on the loads that you're using in your house at the time. And then one of the really cool benefits of the solar and battery backup is you'll have a mobile app if you get batteries installed where you can control your batteries. Even if you're not at home, you know, you can set minimum or maximum thresholds of your battery charge and reserves, or you could change the different modes that you have your battery set on. And Matt will go over a few of those modes with you here in a little bit. So next here, I'd like to talk about some of the batteries that we offer here at Straight Up Solar. We have three main offerings that we do, and these are all three very reputable and very reputable companies, and they stand behind their products. So that's why we really like to install these products you see. We have the Generac PWRcell battery, which is one of our more affordable options to power your home with a battery backup. And then next one we have is the Tesla Powerwall. So they have a long proven track record, outstanding technology and support. They're actually the main leaders in pushing the battery technology forward at the residential level for homes. And then Enphase Encharge is last one we'll talk about here tonight, and it has great resiliencies and redundancies built in case one part fails. The batteries are set up just like the IQ 7s or 8s on your roof. One fails, the rest of the system continues to work. So it provides great resiliency if one part does go out. All right, so we'll go into a little bit more detail about each of the systems we offer here. So Generac PWRcell energy capacity is going to be anywhere between 8.6 and 17.1 kilowatt hours. And this is the usable energy of the battery. If you look up the cells, they'll say a little bit different, but these numbers here are the usable kilowatt hours per battery. And those batteries will provide you anywhere from 3.4 to 6.7 kilowatts of continuous backup. So that's at any given time, it can have a maximum of that amount pushing out. So that's important is going to be, if you're running multiple things at a time, that continuous power backup is what that number is really pointing out there. These batteries are going to be floor mounted. You can see in the picture there, it's the center cabinet. That's the battery cabinet, and it's tall, probably about 6 foot tall. And then there's battery modules that slide into them. The box on the left is the inverter, which converts your DC to AC for the house. And then the box on the bottom right is the automatic transfer switch that's part of the Generac system. So this equipment has a 10-year warranty on it, and that's going to be all the battery and the inverter and the ATS. As I spoke to earlier, you can combine different battery cells inside that cabinet to have up to 6 battery cells in each cabinet. And there are some ways, if you're interested, that we can have multiple battery cabinets, but each of your homes are going to be different. So we'll work with you on that if you are interested, and reach out to us. And the average cost of one of our Generac battery systems is going to be $13,000 to $20,000 for the battery setup here. The next battery offering I'd like to speak on is the Tesla Powerwall. This is the big name everybody's heard of. Tesla energy capacity is 13.5 kilowatt hours per Tesla Powerwall. And that's going to provide 5 kilowatt hours of continuous backup power, again, per Powerwall here. And these can be floor mounted or wall mounted. They're a little versatile in the mounting configuration as well. We can stack them a couple in front of each other if it's on the ground. We also can combine up to 10 Powerwalls in order to cover your energy needs of your house. So depending on your usage of your home, we can get 10 of them stacked together. The equipment warranty on this is also 10 years. You'll see it's kind of an industry standard that we see of 10-year warranty on these battery products. And the typical installation for the Tesla batteries, again, is going to be between $18,000 and $32,000. And that's when we see about an average of 1 to 3 batteries per installation. All right, next is the Enphase Encharge. So the Enphase capacity is going to be 3.3 to 40 kilowatt hours per battery system. If you look on the pictures here, the image on the left is going to be a 3.33 kilowatt hour battery. And then the image on the right is actually a 10 kilowatt hour battery bank. And it's just 3 of the 3.3 kilowatt hour batteries stacked inside of there and wired together. And then has a nice neat cover on it to make it look clean. These are wall mounted systems. Their brackets are going to be wall mounted. They don't have the option there to sit on the floor. So you can kind of see the 3 different batteries and the different mounting. Each one is able to do different things there. The equipment warranty here, again, 10 years on the batteries. And we can combine up to 4 of the 10 kilowatt hour battery banks. So the bigger system on the image on the right, we can get 4 of those together to get you up to 40 kilowatt hours. And the Enphase Encharge system here, it roughly is $20,000 to $40,000 per battery system, depending on the size of the battery and your home needs. All right, and the newest technology that we've seen come to market here from Enphase is the IQ8, and they offer a sunlight backup. So these IQ8s are actually what's inside of the battery and allows it to convert from AC to DC and DC back to AC. And now they just released these to go on the roof. So these aren't going to be a true battery system unless you're pairing one of their batteries with it. But what it does allow you to do is, if you're installing these as an inverter, a microinverter on the roof, you can power a small amount of loads in your house. If you have a few loads that if power goes out, sun's still shining, you would be able to power those. The available power is going to directly correlate to the amount of sunlight you have. So you say if a cloud goes over, it's going to come down. The available power that you have would come down. Whereas with a true battery system, you would get to keep that full capacity of your battery's power to provide your loads. And then there's also the in power is required with this as well. So it'd be an automatic transfer switch, just like with the Enphase battery system. We need to be required to install in order to get this functionality. So just a cool offering we've seen come to the market. You can get some battery, or you can get some backup energy without a battery through Enphase. So just wanted to touch on that tonight. And then we're going to take another quick poll here just to see which battery you all think fits your lifestyle better. You can see we have the options we just discussed here. All right, looks like most people have answered here, so we'll go ahead and stop the poll. And let's see, the Generac PWRcell had the most votes here with nearly 12 people. That's a good choice. I may be a little biased on it though. That's that's what I installed on my house. But then we got Tesla Powerwall behind it, and yeah, IQ8's third, and then the Enphase Encharge last. So either one can't go wrong with. They're all good products. So appreciate you all giving your input. And here with the poll, go ahead and close this. All right, and now I'm going to hand you over to Matt. He's our lead electrician and the guy on the team who's going to have the most experience installing these batteries. So Matt, hand it off to you.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. We're going to talk about some functionality of the equipment we install and how it pairs with solar. So as you can see on the left is you have a normal solar only day with it peaking its energy around noon, and that bell curve you're feeding back to the grid and not really you're earning credits, but you're not getting the full use of it. With solar and batteries combined, you have the option, of course, to store that energy and discharge those batteries later on during the day whenever you need it most. So with these battery modes, there's a few different settings that are used. They're across the board. So Enphase Generac and Tesla have the same kind of settings within each other. Backup generator mode, it's kind of, you're gonna sit there with 100% reserve in your batteries just waiting for an outage. And then self-powered is you're gonna give and take from the batteries using probably the least amount from the grid as possible. Of course, with loads and demands during the day, the grid is there to back you up, but the priority is not to take any. So you're gonna use mostly solar, mostly your stored energy that you've produced yourself. What does this install look like? So now we're going to take a quick look at a few pictures of installations. On the left here, you see a whole home by Tesla. So it has the ×2 there. Tesla allows us to kind of stack those, so it's one in front of each other. All of the loads are being backed up. We have the gateway, which is the computer, the brains of the operation. And then on the right here, you have an essential load panel. So what we do is we take a few of your loads, what's most important to you in your life, we'll put it in a smaller load panel off to the side. So whenever you do have an outage, you'll have like more or less a half house backup instead of a whole. Battery and solar. So there's Adam there, since he's camera's not working. One of our first Tesla installs, actually. So we can add, if you have solar already, we can of course add a battery to your system. We believe in like clean installs here, so we do get checked as a contractor from Tesla. They will come and kind of quality control our work, make sure everything meets standards. We follow the NEC code up to date in different counties and legislations that we work in. So yeah. So here's an Enphase install, and every install, every system is completely unique to how the customer wants, right? There's a lot of different variables. It's hard to really pinpoint a price because everyone's house is different. Everyone has different needs. So inside those two cabinets are 3 batteries on top, 3 batteries on bottom. So that's what? I forgot what they were a piece. 3.3 a piece, I believe. So here's a Generac install, like Adam said before. That battery cabinet is close to 6 foot tall, and it holds 6 batteries. It can be floor mounted, it can be inside installation. And then here's a pretty recent Tesla installation that we did. So yeah, with working clearance, as you can see, they're very sleek. We actually did the car charger as well on this installation, and it pairs with Enphase as well. And then to kind of help manage your loads in your house, we do install smart panels. So what this does, it connects to your phone. Whenever you're not home, you can maybe turn your dryer off or your AC unit to help conserve some of that energy, so you don't come home to a dead battery and whatnot. And then also you can manage, or not manage, but kind of look over your loads and see how much each load draws individually. You can find the bigger draws in your house and deal with it from there.
All right, thanks, Matt. Yeah. Great info from Matt and Adam there. We're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about the financials. So if you plan to finance, we have a couple options. You could always go to your bank and get a home equity line of credit, or you could take advantage of the Clean Energy Credit Union, which is a special credit union devoted specifically to renewable energy solutions. So they finance things like electric cars, charging stations, geothermal, and of course, solar. Because of our partnership with Amicus, which Nicole mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, our relationship with Clean Energy Credit Union is seamless. They will finance 100% of your project with approved credit, and there are kind of 2 loan options depending on what kind of project you are embarking on. So for someone installing solar and battery together, they offer a loan combination package. So the first part includes a low interest rate, 12 to 18 month loan that covers 26% of the system cost. So since you haven't received your 26% federal tax credit just yet, this loan will cover that portion of the project cost until that tax credit comes through. And so then once that loan is paid off, they move you into a 12, 15, or 20-year fixed loan rate, or fixed loan with competitive rates to cover the remaining 74% of the total system cost. And then kind of option 2 is if you are wanting to just add battery to an existing array, the Clean Energy Credit Union offers a home efficiency loan option. So if this is something that interests you, one of our project developers can talk you through how this option will work for you kind of based on your specific needs. So that's financing in a nutshell. I want to walk you through our proven process. You know exactly what to expect when you work with Straight Up Solar. So getting started is what you can do today by submitting the get a quote form, and Nicole will be dropping the link to that in the chat shortly. And your submission is reviewed by our Solar Support Specialist team, or our SSS team, who will gather all the information needed to start planning your system. After that, a solar project developer works with you to set a custom plan. So this is really where you work one-on-one and collaborate with the project developer to find a solution that's right for your needs. And these two first steps are done virtually. Then once you agree on a setup that works for you, you sign the contract and move on to step 3, which is project guidance. And you'll work with one of our project managers who gets you the engineered design, submits the permitting. They'll do a tech on-site at your house. Then in step 4, we build the installation. So once it's installed, we help you schedule time for the electric company to come out and energize your system. So they'll set up a bi-directional meter because you now have energy entering your home from the grid and excess energy leaving your home and going back to the grid. And this typically happens about 30 days after the array is installed. And then once you're energized, you'll be able to enjoy your new solar array. So you can monitor your array online to see your production. So I don't know where everyone's located, but here in Illinois, Central Illinois today, it was kind of a half and half day. So maybe you're enjoying seeing that solar roll in for that sunny part of the day. And if you already have a solar only project or proposal from Straight Up Solar, and now you want to think about adding battery after hearing all this great info, you can just get in touch with your project developer about adding a battery to your project. So that wraps up the battery portion of this webinar. I wanted to take a quick minute to mention our upcoming events. We're going to be hosting a series of webinars relating to energy resolutions for 2022, kind of a New Year's resolutions for your house. So coming up next week is our Fall in Love with Your Energy Bill with Solar webinar. We'll be looking at some energy bills to walk you through how solar savings are calculated on those. So hopefully you'll get a better idea of how specifically your solar is lowering your costs. And then the following week will help you get your house on a diet this year. So we'll be talking about reducing your energy waste and becoming more energy and efficient within your home. So, and that'll be a good webinar for everyone, whether you already have solar or not. So we hope you'll join us for one or both of those webinars. And Nicole has shared how to sign up for those in the chat. So I'll pass it over to Nicole to wrap us up.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everybody, for all the information on batteries today. If you do have questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat. We have quite a few that we're going to be tackling here. But if you do want to reach out, you can contact me via my email, nicole.cooper@straightupsolar.com, and I'll connect you with the right answers and the right people. And thank you, guys.